All right, so Gaz, we are doing our latest unboxing, which has got nothing to do with Frosthaven, but we only just found out recently that the secret, I don't even know what it's called, secret Super X character from Gloomhaven has now become officially unspoilery or something like that. I'm not too sure exactly what they've done, but in the community, it's more freely comfortable to discuss this character.
So it's not like the child hiding, like being kept under the stairs anymore.
No,
right?
it's Santa basically. It's like something we don't. Wait, can we talk about that?
No.
I didn't think so. So the character is now on the Gloomhaven cards website, which is what we're on right now. Gaz and I know absolutely nothing about this character.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I don't even know how to make it a thing. I know the envelope comes in the base game, and apparently you've got to do something. I don't even know the steps required to open this
How do you
and
unlock
look into it.
Like,
I have no idea.
You have to,
and then you probably have to print a whole bunch of crap for it.
Yeah.
It just became too hard basket. But
yeah.
I'm finally going to get to see what it is, which is exciting.
I know,
it's super
me
exciting.
too. It's for me, it's been one of those ones that I think when we played, it was mentioned, and I always see like these print and play characters, factions, editions. I'm like, it's not real. Like that's just like I could make that, right? And even though this is supposed to be official, it just never felt proper. And
No.
so it's going to be interesting to go through it and just see how does it match up. Also, how does it match up to Frosthaven, because this is a Gloomhaven class.
That's true. That's
so
true.
it's like keeping all that in mind, right? So keen to have a look at this and go into it.
So codenamed Envelope X, I believe, and now codenamed Cross Swords, I believe.
Okay.
So let's have a look. So we're going to go character details. I'm going to now click on the icon to have my first image of it. No, not that. Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa.
Okay. Some kind of like...
It's a Harrower Bladestorm.
Yeah.
Oh, Blades Swarm. Blade Swarm.
Okay. Well, I was looking at that going like, it looks like bugs, but it won't be bugs. And then I didn't look at the name of it. I was too focused on the image. So okay. Yeah.
And
awesome.
unlike Frosthaven characters, it doesn't give us all the special crap on the front page.
Yeah.
It's just more of a reference card of how the game flows. I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
Oh, you're so right. Like it just says play 2 cards. Play 2 cards. Okay, yeah.
That's what it used to say on the Gloomhaven character, the boards.
So okay, but so on here we've got 11 hand. Okay, so that's pretty standard, right? Like 11 is probably the higher. Like 12 is the highest.
I get worried when it says 11, it's really meaning like 8 or something, because there's like cards you have to do.
Yeah. And what health is that?
Medium.
Good health?
Medium health.
Yeah. Actually, the full image looks really cool. Like the normal image looks cool, but the full one where you can kind of see the lower torso looks amazing.
Is it floating, or is he skipping leg day?
Yeah, probably a bit of both. That's what happens when you skip leg day forever.
If it's legs, I apologize, but you will never unsee it.
Yeah.
Finally, it's got keywords. I don't remember Gloomhaven characters having keywords. Are you seeing this? Okay.
I am seeing the keywords.
Do you remember if Gloomhaven had keywords?
Look, I'm going to really quickly check on another character and see if they do.
Oh, yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
No, they do not.
Why? Okay. Is it meant to be played in Frosthaven? We should probably know more about this, but we've just chosen to ignore most of it.
Maybe it's been adapted so that it can be put into 2.0. Because 2.0, I assume, will have keywords because Frosthaven did. So maybe it's like, rather than updating this again for 2.0.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah. So it's got armored, intimidating, and nimble.
Okay. Cool.
Should we have a look at the cards?
Yeah, let's do that. That's the fun part, right?
We're going to go level 1 to level 3 maybe, or maybe we'll see how we go for time and see if we do a level 4 as well.
Yep.
You can take us away with the first one.
All right. So, Call of the Grave. Now this is initiative 49, so right bang smack in the shit place of initiative.
Shit zone.
We've got an attack 2. Now those lines, okay, then we got like separate thing. This is what happens. Yeah. All summoned allies you own adjacent to the target of the attack perform attack +0 on the target. Okay. So this is a melee attack.
Pet summoning, hence the Blade Swarm.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. So we're going to have a bunch of pets. So you hit them, and then all your pets hit. That sounds great. Like assuming you have pets. And the bottom is a burn. It is all enemies with wound suffer 2 damage at the start of each of their turns instead of 1. Oh, it's like a mega wound.
Yeah, okay.
That sounds cool. Okay, and that also makes dark, gets 2 XP, and it's a persistent. So it's a persistent,
Just
sorry.
Yeah, just quickly on the beginning of the character details and all that. It doesn't say anything about element affinities. It doesn't say anything about, it doesn't have the graph that we're used to of ranged attack, melee attack, and all that. A lot of the times, a lot of that information gives us a snapshot so that we can then grab these level 1 cards and get a better understanding of what's going on. If it's a summon class, if it's not. Yeah, we literally have only got the one card that we've literally just talked about and are piecing together in a way its playstyle just based off that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. And I guess the persistents are usually the cards that you look at for being kind of how it's going to go, right? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we have number 2, the second card, sorry. Corrupting Parasites. Goes at a 97. This is really, really, really slow. And the top ability is a summon. So soul leeches that are running around with 4 health. They move at 3 and they attack X. X is the number of adjacent figures. Oh, okay. So the more things. Oh, okay.
And that's figures. That's monsters or allies.
Yes.
Right?
Good point. Yeah, good
Okay.
point.
Yep.
So you get 2 XP for that. It's a persistent, obviously, because it's a pet and it is going straight into your lost pile. Underneath it, wound, targeting 1 adjacent enemy, heal oneself. Okay.
Cool. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. It's a shame it's not a spammy bottom to go with the top pet. It's one of those things get out early.
Yeah. All right. So the next card we've got is Death March. It's another summon, and it's going at 84. So summon Creeping Beetles. Okay. So it's a health 5, move 2, attack 2, and its special ability is all adjacent allies may perform move 1 at the end of turn.
That's really cool on a pet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Turn.
Cool.
End of turn. At the end of our turn?
At
May perform move 1 at the end of turn?
We don't have time for rules clarifications.
Yeah, okay.
But no, yeah, it is a good point. I wonder if it's at the end of their turn or the end of its turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, cool. And then the bottom of that is a move 4. This movement ignores difficult and hazardous terrain. Okay, so just a good get around card. Yeah, that's right.
Without pacing a jump on it, basically.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, okay. We've got Deflecting Blades. This goes at 11. That's okay, I guess. And it's got an attack 1 targeting 3. Target enemies within 2 hexes. Okay, so it's a melee attack that can hit anything. Well, can hit a target within range 2, and then it applies model. So Deflecting Blades, yeah, not bad. Top. The bottom is a move 2. When attacked this round, consider any positive. And what is that?
Crit?
Is that a crit?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Consider any positive and create attack modifier cards the enemy draws to be +0 instead. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's got some tanking potential.
Okay.
Consider any positive and then the enemy draws. Is that... Oh, when attacked. Okay, so it's only when they attack you. Okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I guess it's a play on the whole all attacks have disadvantage to you. This is you know that whatever they're attacking for is going to be what they hit you. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. You're going to get hit.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. The next one we've got is another summon. Is it Engulfing Stingers? Okay, so it goes at 88. And we've got Summon Angry Wasps.
Love it. Creeping Beetles, Soul Leeches, and now Angry Wasps.
Angry Wasps. So this is flying, I believe. That's what the symbol next to the name means, right?
Yeah.
So our beetles and our soul leeches weren't flying; they were walking. Okay,
no,
cool.
they've got leg day.
Leg day, yep. So it has 3 health, move 4. Wow, that's huge. It doesn't attack and it doesn't have range. Okay. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer 2 damage at the end of turn. Oh,
wow, it's a pure damagey, pumpy pet.
Yeah, well, which is just like runs at things and is just angry wasps, I guess. So interesting. Yeah. Okay. And then the bottom is a move 3. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. Okay, so you move, do pure damage type thing. Pretty simple. That's an interesting one for the pet because it is definitely one that you don't want to have out when you've got other pets also doing that because it's just going to melt your other pets. But it is kind of like a little bomb, right? Like you send it out there.
A little pulsey bomb. Sitting there pulsing 2 pure damage every round. It's interesting to see those. I'm wondering with the very first card, the Call of the Grave, all the summon allies you own now adjacent to the target perform their attack. So with the exception of the Angry Wasps, because they don't have an attack, I believe. Yeah, pretty cool. We have Focus Scourge, or Scourge, or Sponge. It goes on initiative 50, so that is even worse than the one that you said at the beginning, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 or maybe 49 might be better. I don't know. It's slightly faster. When one of your attack abilities specifies target X, you may target the same enemy multiple times with the ability counting one target for each attack as a persistent. That's cool.
That's spicy.
So deflecting blades so far. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Like it. And then underneath that, for the bottom, once during each of your attack actions, you may consume any element to add +1 attack to the entire attack action. Create grass, 2 XP, and it's another persistent. This is a double persistent card.
Wow, a double persistent. Okay, so you're taking this and you're definitely playing it like early, right? Because it doesn't have a use to cycle through.
No, unless you're default attacking 2 and move 2ing.
Yeah.
Are they? I'm just trying to reread the second bit. So once during each of your attack rounds, you may consume. So during your attack action, consume an element to add +1 to the entire. Okay. So in a way, it's almost like these are 2 parts almost. Using the same card. That you can sort of decide if you're going to go with the multiple striker, almost, or into a harder hitter.
Well, I mean, looking at the deflecting blades, for example, that using the top with that is not all that exciting because it's only attack 1 and it's muddling. So it's 3 attack 1s. So that's where the bottom probably works better with that because you're getting more damage. But yeah, so interesting. Yeah. I like the idea of we haven't seen it, of 2 persistents on a card that go different directions because you have to make a choice. It's not like you can't stack. Right, it's an interesting kind of.
It looks like a staple almost that would come with you. It's the first major staple we've, I guess, seen. Although there's the bottom of Call of the Grave, which is the wound do 2 damage thing, which is actually really cool because if you have this out and you're not wounding things, but your teammates are, I mean, that's helping the whole scenario, right? I think it's you.
Me? All right. Hive Mind. Okay, so this goes at 5, which is pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Not bad. You may control the actions of all summoned allies you own.
Wow.
Okay, so that's a persistent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a forever persistent. Okay,
so you do like that. A non-stop horn.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense with the Angry Wasps because I was thinking it's going to be hard to make them go where you want and not neck your own stuff. So that makes sense. And then the bottom is also a persistent. Oh, this character just has all the persistence apparently.
Yeah.
Shield 1, affect self and all summoned allies you own. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So this is 2 cards now where there's actually a tough decision. I'd say if you're playing summon build, this one is obviously it's a must, but really hard decision. Right?
Completely. That we've only seen, this is the 7th card that we've seen, and it's already like there's enough bones and enough things there to sit there and actually really plan out kind of what you're trying to do with it, only seeing 7 cards, which I think is really cool. I'm hoping just because we've seen 7, there's a couple more attacks, like top attacks, just so that we can bring that previous card in. Because right now the pet card's looking really good.
Yeah.
And the pet wave, the pet play style, summon play style is looking really good. Love it. This font is doing my head in.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Why did I get this one? Omniscient Assault? Omniscient Assault, sure. So it's an attack 2, target 2, PS 1, and an XP. It's not a burn. No heavy requirements, nice and easy. It goes at a 22, so bit side bottomy. So the bottom of it is going to be a move 2. When attacking this round, consider any negative card and miss attack modifier cards you draw to be a +0 instead. So, okay, it's just the opposite of the other one that we read earlier with deflecting blades.
This one, no. What do you mean? This one's amazing. This is my favorite card ever. I can't miss.
For you, yes. Opposite that, it's for your own deck, obviously. And this is perfect for Gaz. This is pretty much the card he would like to bring on every character he's ever played ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the top of that, that's where we're starting to see that focus scourge. An attack 2, targeting 2 with pierce 1, something with 1 shield. Putting all that into one target starts to seem pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah, cool. Scattered defense. Okay, so we got another tanking one. I'm kind of seeing 3 lines, right? You've got the attack, you've got the tankiness, which there's been a couple, and you have the pet. So this is goes at 13. So again, it's a quick one. Retaliate 1 self, shield 1 self. Oh, that's it. Cool. Yep. All right. Pretty standard. And then the bottom is move 2, 1 summoned ally you own performs move 2 with you controlling the action. Okay, cool. That's good for it's not within range. A lot of from frosthaven anyway, a lot of them are, an ally moves within range, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's good not having that restriction, but yeah, cool.
No.
Nice and
simple. I'm lost as to how I would like to play this. If I was to play this, just because I like the summon idea, but also it's got so many other cool persistence and round length abilities that So swarming minions is the next one. 1 summoned ally you own performs a move +0 and attack +0 in either order, with you controlling the actions. The either order line is really good there. Getting something out of trouble and letting it hit on the way, especially if you are controlling all of the actions and for all the pets as well. 61, it's pretty not good. All summoned allies you own perform move, same thing, and attack in either order with you controlling the actions. 1 and all. Okay, so the all is burn and 2 XP.
Okay,
got you.
I missed the all part, and I'm like, that's the same, but it burns. That's way worse.
Because it's got 2 XP, guys. You double your XP with it.
Interesting. Okay, cool. That's another one. Interesting one. The Storm's Edge goes at 37. So this is the truly meh initiative. Like, I'd say that's worse than 50, right? Because 37, you're not going first, right? And then you're
not going second.
Pardon?
You're not going second. And in our group, we don't know what 37 fits because sometimes it's like really early and sometimes it's like right at the end.
Yeah. So, all right. So this is wound, target all adjacent enemies. Okay, so this is to get your wound on, right? Run in there and just wound bomb. And then the bottom is a burn. So attack 2, targeting 3, creating wind, target enemies within 2 hexes. Okay, so this is another one of those. It's a melee attack, but it's doing it at things up to 2 hexes away. And then the bottom of that is, the other half of that, the bottom is heal X self, where X is double the number of enemies targeted.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so this then doesn't go with the other one, which is the all on one target. You want to be hitting 3. I mean, a heal 6 is pretty good.
It is.
And making it target 2 hexes away actually makes it not that hard to get to line up.
No, I'm just having a look. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean,
so far I'm trying to look for
but yeah,
it is, but it's also an attack on the bottom, and I'm trying to see whether there's a top you compare it with at the moment that's going to make it like really good. But right now I can't see it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because the top of wounding everything is not that great for a top unless you're going down that path, and the bottom isn't spammable because it's a burn. So it's like, it's a tricky card to place because the bottom is quite good as a burn action, but the top isn't amazing unless you want that. So I don't think you're going to have this unless you really want both sides.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit questionable. Grasping Advance. So this is an X card. We're done with the ones.
Oh, okay.
So it's a move 2, attack 2, and immobilize. So, yep.
Cool.
Fairly vanilla. Goes into 18, and then the bottom is a loot 1. You may perform this action as if you were occupying the same hex as a summoned ally you own. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, loot from somewhere else. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth the card, to be honest.
A whole bottom action seems weird, right?
Well, I mean, that's what X's are, really. They're just the ones that... Oh, actually, no. Some of them are pretty class defining, and others are a bit more like, you can bring this. It's an advanced card.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's the kind of utility card that you bring on a scenario you need to loot certain tiles, right?
Yeah, especially if you're controlling the pets, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, if it's go around and loot all these things, and you're like, that's fine. I'll just send my flying beetles or angry wasps.
Hmm.
Cool. Next X card goes at a 59. Tomb of the Immortal. Recover one of your lost cards and immediately play it, performing either the top or the bottom action of the card.
That's pretty
Interesting.
cool.
And it creates light for some reason. We haven't seen any. This just seems to make elements. Doesn't seem to use any of them. So.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting. So you're really going to want to have good lost cards. I mean, I suppose this is to kind of bring back a summon, right? Like this is you get to play a summon that's died again.
Yeah. Unless
Um,
you're heavily invested in hitting stuff and healing and all of that with the
yeah,
Storm's Edge bottom.
yeah,
But
okay,
we haven't seen a lot of crazy big attacks that are losses.
yeah. And then you've got move 5 on the bottom. So this is one of those ones that is like, I mean, move 5 is great, like super spammable from a, it's going to be useful all the time. And then when you want to, you can drop it. I think yeah, I mean, there is a couple, like maybe the bottom of swarming minions.
I
Which
was just looking at that.
you
Yeah.
could basically double play that in a turn. So you could play swarming minions the bottom, and then you could play this
Ooh,
and do it
yeah.
again. So
Two
all
lots
your
of it.
yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's an interesting card. We haven't seen something like that that gets you to just play anything back, other than some of this. I mean, one of the summon classes from Frosthaven. So
The last X card is called Unstoppable Army. Already sounds really good. Heal 3 self. No, it's shit. Or affect all summoned allies you own. Oh, okay. Oh,
nice.
wow. That's a real quick way of, I mean, health pool wise, it's almost a full heal with the 3 that we've seen so far. Although I've spoke too soon, because on the bottom of this, at this 94 initiative card, is summon Steel Scarabs, and they sound shieldy. They have 4 health, they do 2 movement, they attack for 1, shield 1, all allies, adjacent allies gain shield 1. Wow, and there's another persistent that also does that, the 05, so tanking army.
Yeah, I
It's
was just looking at that,
interesting.
and that's the end of the X card. So we're looking at you get Steel Scarabs out. They have Shield 1. With the bottom of Hive Mind, they now have Shield 2, right? And the Steel Scarabs are granting Shield 1 to adjacent allies, and also the bottom. So basically, that just gives you and all your army Shield 2. Those two
Yeah,
cards together.
yeah.
Not bad.
No, it's really not. It's pretty interesting. I mean, and you got your spam heal, either to keep yourself up, and then your pets until you want to have this out. Although, yeah, you may want to have this out early. I don't know. You do you.
All right, so we should move on to the level 2 cards.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Level 2, Infest.
Where does this go, guys? Where does this go?
It goes out of 43. It's an attack 3 with poison and creates leaf for just why not, right? Just let's make some leaf. And then the bottom is attach this to one of your active summon abilities. The summoned ally adds poison to all of its attacks.
Dude.
And it's not a loss. So you just keep
You can
playing.
summon it back. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the summon dies, right?
It goes into your discard.
Yeah, it goes to your discard. So it's not like a once-off buff to one of your summons. You can kind of keep putting it on different ones.
There are persistents that affect pets that we are completely aware of. This is the first attachment I've seen. I didn't know you could do that. Apparently, they're just like, hey, we're just going to add some new rules. Now, pets have attachments, or summons have attachments.
Yeah.
So you get
yeah,
attachments?
that's really interesting. Yeah, cool.
Love it. I actually really like that. Overwhelming Offensive. Attack 2. Target one enemy within 2 hexes. So, carrying on with that theme. Add disarm and gain 1 XP if the target is adjacent to at least one summon ally you own. Okay. Yeah. I've noticed that there's not a lot of like crazy hard hitting stuff here. Like printed number, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. Goes at a 12, again, really early. Got some real earlies and real lates. Move 3. Each time this round that an adjacent enemy performs a move action and ends it further from you, you may immediately teleport to any hex adjacent to the enemy. That's cool. Yeah, okay. This round. So if something tries to leave, like a ranged unit, you get to immediately follow it and stay adjacent to it.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know whether or not they're cementing. I mean, obviously we got an attack. There's 2 attacks on level 2. You got a summon attachment. I don't know if it's really honing in on any of the builds like super strong that we're guessing.
It's probably just the tanking build, right?
Mm.
Just to stay next to things and stay the target. So yeah,
That's a good point.
No, you're right.
Level
Though.
3.
That's weird.
Mm.
All right, level 3.
Yeah.
All right. Goes at a 78. Armed and dangerous. So in addition to your current items, you may immediately equip up to 4 hand items, 2 two-handed items, or 2 single-hand items and 1 two-handed items.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. And that's a persistent, so that will last for the scenario. That is insane and completely bonkers. We have not seen anything like this at all before ever.
Wasn't there a gloomhaven character that sort of did something like that, or no?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, we've got
wow.
the drifter can bring an extra hand item, but this one is you have to have the items, right?
Yeah.
Bring them with you, and then go. I'm going to play this, and go surprise! All my extra arms have weapons in them.
Yeah, you become Goro.
Mm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's such a cool idea. And I mean, one of the things about Gloomhaven and Frosthaven is that hand items aren't just +1 damage. So it's not like you're just getting more arms and going like, oh well, now I just hit really hard. It's probably a whole bunch of different utility abilities, right? So
yeah.
And I don't know the Gloomhaven items well enough to know how busted this is, but that seems cool.
Gloomhaven, it must be.
Pardon?
It's Gloomhaven. It has to be busted.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, everything is. And so the bottom is all summon allies you own perform move +0 with you controlling actions. Okay, so just another one of those move everyone around cards. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. The other one is Putrid Grubs. So summon 3 bloat maggots. 3 health, 3 move, attack 1. All adjacent enemies deduct -1 attack from all their attacks. Wow, okay. Yeah,
So
okay.
if you got this thing and those steel scarabs next to each other, everything's going to have 1 to 2 shields and have -1 to their attack. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's... You don't have to commit to a lot of pets, but yeah, it's... You've got the attacking pets and then you've got the annoying pets, and these are definitely the annoying ones.
Yeah.
And then it goes at a 16. Again, either real fast or not. Move
that's
3.
that's really quick for a summon card.
Is it?
Or
summons always traditionally slow?
I'm pretty sure they're almost always slow, yeah.
Is that to protect them?
I don't know, actually. And maybe it's to... Yeah, I'm not sure.
I agree with you. Because the later you play them, the safer they're going to be, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and then the bottom is move 3, shield oneself. Nice and easy.
Yeah, cool. Do we want to do 4 or are we done?
Let's do 4. Let's have one more. Yeah.
All right. We'll go through this quickly. Level 4, incubation. It goes at a 9. Okay, so again, one of those lightning fast cards. So we got heal 2 self, retaliate 1 self, shield 1 self, make leaf, get an XP. So an upgraded version of the what was it, level?
One of the X cards?
Yeah, it was a level 1 card, the scattered defense, which was retaliate 1, shield 1. So
yeah.
Okay, cool. So just a tanky card. And the bottom is attach this to one of your active summon abilities. The summon ally. Yeah. The summon ally gains shield 1. It also performs heal 1 self at the end of each of its turns. Oh my god.
How do you not go pet tank? I
like
other than the fact that it probably is not a lot of fun to play. But at least like nothing happens, like nothing dies.
Like these steel scarabs that have 2 shields and a 3 shields. Sorry, now they have 3 shields now, and they're healing 1 every turn. Like, come on.
Yeah, there's no limit to the attachments that I can see unless it's a new rule. Sure. Okay. Well, that one's obviously going into a pet thing. Vampiric Tempest is the other level 4 card. It goes at a 64, so we're breaking the trend. Attack 1, targeting all adjacent enemies. So that's everything adjacent to you. We're going to wound everything. We're going to heal X self, where X is the number of enemies targeted, which is actually really good. And then makes dark.
Yeah.
And then the bottom is a move to you are unaffected by retaliate this round.
Oh,
I know
Phil.
someone who needs that.
That's just got Phil's name all over it.
Yeah, okay. So attack all adjacent enemies. So you can obviously time that with Power Pot, but also that other card earlier, they think it's not swarming minions. The earlier persistent buff, Focus Scourge. Once during each of your attack actions, you may consume the element to add +1 attack to the entire attack action. There's that. Because you're not targeting using the target symbol, you can't really utilize the top of that. So I'm
Yeah.
struggling to really see a lot of use for the top of that persistent right now.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as good, I guess, unless you are able to focus it. There's some cards later. So this is actually the only second card we've seen that has a good like wound lots of targets. Like there was the wound 1, I think it was, or oh no, there was wound everything.
You get to attack with it.
Hmm?
But at least this one you get to attack with it and actually heal yourself.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. 4 enough?
Yeah, I think 4's enough. We may do another one later. Who knows? Let's have a look at our perk sheet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's vanilla.
I know it sucks. Yeah. There's no like special crap on it and all of that, and the font's out of date. So we got some replacement cards. We've got wound ones, which is what we expected. Replacing -1s with poison. We've got more elements that we can create for everyone without using them, which is super weird. Like, yeah, I don't know. It is so bizarre that they've got. Is this seen as a utility?
Maybe like. Because I'm just doing a real quick scroll through the rest of the cards without reading any of them, just to see if there's consume. Oh, okay. So I suppose there is the bottom of Focus Scourge, which was consume any element to add 1. So I guess you want an element up if you're going to be playing that, and that's probably a consistent way of doing it by having it in there as well.
Yeah. I forget how boring the stat sheets are from the Gloomhaven characters. Like go through it, ignore. They got rolling heals. +2 muddle.
Yeah, no masteries, no nothing. I know.
None of the things. What are your thoughts?
I think this sounds really cool. Like this sounds like a fun class with a couple of different options. I can see a summon build purely just going hard into summons. I can see a tank build that maybe you balance that with the wounding as well. Which probably works well if you have, I can't remember what characters in Gloomhaven maybe did wound a lot. But if you were able to stack that up a bit, I think having a tanky character that can throw some wounds out with that happening everywhere else, it could be pretty cool. But overall, I love the design of this. Like there's some really interesting ideas here, and it's not too bonkers, like as in not too hard to understand. Like most of what we read, we get. It's not making you jump through a bunch of hoops. It just seems like a fun alternative summon class, which is really cool. I love seeing that. What about you?
It looks like it's a complication or complexity dot thing, maybe at 2 or 3 or something like that. The cards are fairly easy to understand. There's definitely a world where playing the right persistence for the right build you're trying to play and all of that will be involved. But yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. I'm glad that it's 100% a summon class, but I'm glad that it's not. I want to say that you don't have to invest completely into the summon thing. You can have 1 or 2 of them with the right things to still go a bit of a striker or a bit of a tank utility. There's a lot of toys. And I think there's a lot of interesting things that people can do with this.
That's a really good point, actually, because with those 2 attached to one of your summons cards, you could go in on 1 or 2 summons. So rather than having to bring 3 or 4, which tends to be the problem with summon classes, is that you go, oh, am I going all in on everything? Right. And then if they die, I'm just out of luck. That's kind of where the Bone Shaper, they were like, oh, well, you can just keep bringing them back, right? Like, that's what we want. With this one, you could pick a couple and then kind of go down that path without having to get all of them out to be effective, because you put your persistent on there and try to keep that alive, and really play around having like 1 or 2 decent summons out that are doing cool things. So
you have a failsafe. And if one of the pets go, you've got a card literally that you can bring it back.
Yeah,
so it's not like really a big investment. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it is. It's interesting that it's a summon class that has a different way of playing that isn't just do a different summon.
Mm.
You know, like they branch off and they're like, well, do you want to do these summons or you want to do those summons? And like, oh, I guess both of them. Well, yeah, you have to pick one. So yeah.
The last thing I was going to say was, do you think this would work in Frosthaven?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see why not.
I can't see anything unless the items or something can, you know, some of the classes are seen as maybe if you bring a 2.0 character or maybe a 1, probably more so the 1.0s into Frosthaven, it's a little broken or a little not, you know, working.
It doesn't do a lot of the things that break the game in Gloomhaven from a CC perspective.
Yeah.
So the numbers on these cards aren't so high that they just seem to be getting out of control. Now, someone might let us know in the comments of some really crazy combos you can do, and I'm sure there are, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't seem printed here that you go, okay, well, this just doesn't fit the mold for Frosthaven.
Yeah.
And other than that one that had the disarm on it, right, it's only one enemy. Right, and so it's not a spammable thing. So yeah, I think it could work. I don't see it being, if anything, it might be underpowered. Right,
I'm getting that vibe.
But
I'm getting
at
that
the
vibe
same point,
so
I can completely see how you could make it work. But yeah, that I don't think you'd be at risk of this coming in and then just being like that dominates the game and now no one else gets to have any fun.
What I find would be curious is whether or not, I don't know how old this character is, and if it came out in the original Gloomhaven, then it's bloody old. I'm wondering how much of it inspired the...
Oh, okay, yeah. Without doing too many spoilers on that.
Yeah. Well, they don't know which part of I'm talking about the inspire, because we don't know anything about the... But yeah, I'm just curious on whether or not there's been a bit of a leaf taken out of that. Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a really good call, actually. Yeah, interesting. Cool. That's definitely a lot of fun. And look, maybe it's one that we can pick up in Gloomhaven 2.0.
Yeah, quite possibly. I'll have to look more into whether or not it's something that we can print and all that kind of stuff. But hey, it may make an appearance eventually. So yeah, thanks for joining me on that. That was very exciting. I kind of miss doing these, and it just feels weird that we haven't had one in a while. So maybe we will be looking at 2.0 or something like that in the near future.
Yeah, totally. Let's unbox some more shit.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again very much for joining us for another unboxing. We'll be back with more once more boxes arrive. See ya.